if you're a founder of a B2B AI startup, you probably see all the founders posting every day on X, LinkedIn, and sometimes YouTube. And you wonder, should I post too? My personal answer is yes. Because with AI, we are entering in a feature war. Means like it's easier and easier to ship super fast, so your competitors can replicate everything you do. And there was a consequence. It's a price war. Means like consumers, they will go for the cheaper SaaS, etc. And to stand out of the pack, to find your blue ocean, having a great personal branding, it's super great. For example, a lot of people, they buy Tesla because of Elon Musk. So the question is, how do I take a calculated risk to launch personal branding? How do I put myself out there when I know that it will be there forever? So we will dive into this in detail in this video.
Okay, so first, let's look at the risk. The risk when you launch your personal brand is that competitors can see your strategy and then they can copy faster. They can see, they can understand more about your roadmap, what you will ship, etc. So they can replicate. Also, another risk is like prospect and even current clients can judge you negatively because if you start sharing your point of view, uh, you will have a bit of polarization. Means some people will disagree with what you say, and you can lose potential deals. Also, maybe in the team, so your co-founder, your engineer, and even investors can disagree with what you say, and it can create unnecessary internal tension, and it can be annoying. You can lose time, you can lose energy. Also, when you say something, when you tweet, it can trigger legal exposure. And this one is super important because I guess you don't want to enter in a legal battle against the competitors or whatever. Uh, Also, a risk is that your content can attract the wrong audience and you can create a community and get feedback from people that are not your real customer. It's a common mistake, and this one is super important. Also, you can be viral, and sometimes you go viral, but for the wrong reason, and it can create a reputational crisis, uh, and it can be very bad for your brand. Um, Also, um, and this one is especially for investors, but also team members. They can interpret the time you spend in building your personal brand into a distraction and something which is a loss of focus. And actually, losing focus it's also a big risk because if you start becoming an influencer and you spend like 5 hours a day doing some tweets and video, etc., you're not doing like day-to-day task. So it's something to take into account. Um, Also, I come from Web3, and this is a very common mistake that founders do in Web3. They announce a very ambitious roadmap, and after they cannot respect the deadlines, or they want to go to another direction. But they already tell their audience that they will ship this stuff at this date, etc. And if they come back, like it can be very bad, because their reputation can be lowered and they can be perceived that some people that are not trustable enough, which is absolutely not what you want. Also, this one is more personal. It's like if you share about yourself, you become more vulnerable. You expose yourself, and yeah, this one can be difficult actually. Yeah. So that was the risk. Also, it's a bit a paradox, but if you don't take a risk, and if you create a personal brand that is like, I don't take any risk, I do everything perfectly, blah, 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 you will be boring. And you don't want to be boring because if you are just one more founder that is building one more tool that everyone can copy, etc., no one cares. So you need to stand out of the pack. And storytelling, it's super important. You have to do storytelling. Also, um, contrarian opinions, controversial topic. As you know, it has a huge potential for virality. So the more you have a controversial point of view, the more you can be viral. Um, let's dive into like three strategy. The first one is a fuck you strategy, which is what Elon do. Elon, is politically engaged, which is like uh, very it's a very big risk to say okay, uh, all people that vote left actually I disagree with them, and that's for sure that he lost a lot of deals with like all these companies, Starlinks, Tesla, etc., because some people say no, I don't want to give my money for to Republican, you know. So he's very like he's very engaged, and also he openly say what he think about every people, you know. So Elon Musk, he takes a lot of risk, but as you know, he's the richest guy in the world, so maybe there is a correlation, you know. Yeah. The other one is Mark Zuckerberg. He's like the cool guy strategy. Mark Zuckerberg, he switched a bit his personal brand. Now he has long hairs. He's super cool. He take picture with his family. You have the impression that it's a bit like a personal when you look at his Instagram. Also, when Joe Biden was the president, he cooperated with the Joe Biden government. And then when Trump was elected, he went on a Joe Rogan podcast and said, "Yeah, Democrats they forced me to do stuff, etc." So like he is in the he is with the winners, okay, always with the winner, and he doesn't take a lot of risk. And the third strategy is the builder guy. It's Dharmesh, the co-founder of HubSpot. I did a video about him yesterday, and on Twitter he speaks only about tech. He doesn't have like very controversial opinion, but he often shares his point of view, uh, but only about tech stuff, So, and he's not very important. He's not in the confrontation mindset. He's more like, okay, I share my opinion. Is what I think about this topic, guys. What do you think about it? He's like open to debate, and it's more in the vision like, okay, okay, I want to share something so the ecosystem will move forward. So it's very different from Elon, that is more like okay, I give my point of view and fuck you if you disagree with me. So execution, what can you do before your first post, before launching? So let's take about the risk and what are the solutions for each one. So competitors can see your strategy and copy it. Okay. Focus on speaking about your mission. Don't tweet, don't post to say, okay, that's my roadmap, that's everything we are speaking about right now, etc. Just like be broad, and focus on like the vision and being inspirational. uh, and also this one, like only post stuff that are already released, is what I said about Web3. One common tactic in Web3 is like, when for instance, that to ship a feature it will take 2 weeks. uh, what you can announce is that, oh, soon we are shipping a new feature, and once you're sure at 100% that in 2 days it will be finished, you can start speaking about it because you master the timeline. But if you say, okay, we will ship this in two weeks, and it actually takes 3 weeks, it can be bad for your reputation. So only post about things that are already released. And as I said, you can tease. You can say, okay, we are working on a new feature, it's coming soon, etc. uh, okay. Prospect or current client can judge you negatively. Okay. uh, First stuff is like, everyone has its own degree of risk, so if you don't feel about posting something controversial, don't post it. Elon, he love to post controversial stuff, but it's Elon, it's not you. Okay. uh, And what you can do first is you list all the topic within your industry, and you write down your opinion about it. And this work can help you to say, okay, this one, I want to speak about it. I accept the degree of risk. And this one, I prefer to don't touch about it, etc. Then people can disagree with what you post. So this one is simple. You speak about your content strategy before, especially to the C levels, investors, etc. Just saying like, okay, I'm launching my personal brand. I will speak about this, that, etc. And you can also have a positive feedback about what to post. So it's a win-win. Um, you say something about the market and it triggers legal exposure. So if you have a legal department, you can just have like a half an hour call, just saying like, okay, I'll speak about this. Can you list everything that can be too controversial that can trigger legal exposure? Um, I recommend to do this. If you want, I can do specific video about this topic. Just comment and I'll do it. Your content attracts the wrong audience. So first, what you need to do is to define your exact avatar. Normally, it's the same as your users. But just to be clear, I will do a specific video about it. But you should check like what are their behaviors on social media, which influencers they follow, etc., etc. To be sure that you have the right strategy. Then, super simple, check what your competitors are posting. Maybe some of them already have a founder that is posting, so you can copy what's working for them. And after go is to track, because we are not doing personal branding just because it's super cool to have a personal brand. I guess what you want is to lower your acquisition cost. So we track everything. Simple stuff. You can put the link of your company uh, in your bio, and you put a custom link. So we will know that if people click on this specific link, it's from your profile. And also read the comment, interact, read your DM, etc. to get a lot of feedbacks. Uh, so about viral post that is viral for wrong reasons. What you can do, look at my video about Dharmesh, which is a builder guy, because he minimized the risk because he doesn't have a lot of controversial point of view, and also it's the mindset, but bad press it's actually good press because people are speaking about you. This one is very true if you're at an early stage, uh, and you have like for instance less than 1000, less than 10,000 users, but actually within like the all the controversial, all the polemical stuff, you will have some loyal people that will say, okay, yeah, I just discovered this company and actually I like it, I will buy the product. um, what about like yeah, you publicly commit to a vision and you have to change. So something to keep in mind also, obviously I told you like how to avoid this, but uh, it's okay to fail in public. Actually, an example is like Max Verstappen. Maybe you know. I'll speak about him later also. But Max Verstappen, it was like one season he was like winning, 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 and it was a bit annoying because he was always winning. And when he started losing, actually he become more human, more vulnerable, and people say, okay, yeah, I start liking this guy. So take this into account. We are human. We are not AI. We are not perfect. So it's okay to make mistake, and obviously if you make mistakes, some people will leave, but others will stay more loyal to you because they say, okay, this guy is honest. I want to keep building with this guy. And if you're in B2B, we are also speaking about co-building a product, co-building your product.